everybody? Welcome to the Wingin podcast. Okay, I can't do this. Look, man, I'm sick. I'm hurting right now. Everybody, I'm hurting right now. So today's podcast is gonna be a little bit short. I apologize in advance. Some of the stuff that we're gonna talk about gonna get pushed to next week because I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to last, and unfortunately for me, I can't call off tomorrow because I got to be to work. So I'm gonna douse myself in Tylenol and NyQuil after this, and hope that I hear my alarm in the morning. Progress. So, Andre, how you
Relatable.
doing, man?
Uh, I mean, okay for the most part. This has been a busy week, so it's
Yeah, that it has. NyQuil shots for the win. First things first, we're not doing what you're playing this week just because I don't remember what I was playing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did a live stream yesterday, so please check that out. I did a live. It's on the channel, so if y'all want to, y'all can check that out. Y'all can tell me what I played because I honestly don't remember. So, Indie World, we had a 15-minute Indie World presentation this week. We also had a Capcom presentation this week. The problem with the Capcom presentation, in my opinion, was we already knew about the games that was there, which I don't understand why they did a presentation if you weren't gonna do nothing new. There was a couple new things to the Mega Man thing, but other than that, it was all stuff we already knew anyway. So I'm glad we didn't do a live reaction for that because I just would have been upset the whole time because that was 30 minutes. I could have focused on something else. The Indie World presentation though was 15 minutes, short, sweet, to the point. Got a couple games in there that I thought was actually pretty good. Rockwood is one. I'm probably gonna wind up picking that up at some point. And there was another one in there that I thought looked good until they said roguelike. I think that was the Dead Zone one, the one with the shooter. Yeah. I was on point till they said roguelike. And I'm like, no, not doing it.
It's like
I'm not doing it.
At this point, it's too many games doing it.
It's way too many
games doing it.
I'm like, at this point, do a FPS side scroll and beat them up. If that's the case, just do an FPS side scroll and beat them up. I'll take that. That's something new. Ain't nobody did that before.
No,
do that.
That Breakdown did that. Xbox.
That was beat them up.
Yep. That was your character. You was a superpowered soldier beating up mutants. It did have guns in it, but you basically were a super soldier fighting things with your bare hands for the most part.
Oh, never mind then. Second one, they did it. All right.
I mean, it hasn't been done in a long time.
Yeah. And plus the first one they started off with looked like Jet Set Radio, and then it's a school bus. So that was interesting. That one actually has a demo though. So if you have a chance, you might want to check that demo out. Overall, I thought it was okay. I like the indie presentations when they're short, sweet, and to the point. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no fluff in it. It's like 15 minutes. Hey, we get you in, get you out. Thank you. I ain't got to see nobody walk into the office. I ain't got to see nobody doing just short, sweet, to the point.
They said this is a long commercial break.
Basically. So what you think about the indie world, Andre?
I mean, for me, for the most part, it looked okay. I didn't really have much there that I was really all that interested in. But then again, that can change depending on what we see going forward.
That's true.
Plus, at the moment, I've been trying to catch up on my backlog, so I've not really been so deep into it at the moment.
I can understand that. The one that I thought would have been there that wasn't was a He-Man. I thought He-Man would have been there.
Yeah, they're probably saving it for summer games.
Well, no, it comes out in April though.
Oh, then they probably got something individual for that then.
Oh, well, that's what I thought. I thought that would have been there because especially since it's like since that movie coming out, I'm not going to see it. Since that movie's coming out this year, so I thought they would at least like try to, leverage that a little bit and play with the 80s game, which I'm surprised because I don't ever remember them getting a side scroller when I was a kid. I don't ever remember them getting one.
They didn't have one.
Them or Thundercats.
No, they had games. Well, He-Man, I know, had a couple games. I know there's one on Game Boy Advance. It's a top-down adventure game.
Okay.
Because
that was right for side scrolling. That one, She-Ra, Thundercats, like I would have thought Voltron. I just knew Voltron was gonna have a side scroll, but nope.
I mean, Voltron could be a mech game though. Also, so
I mean, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had a side scroll beat 'em up. So.
That's true. I mean, they could do both.
Yeah, that was it. Like it was on the Super NES. I was all like, why didn't Voltron have one? But whatever.
Popularity could have been the problem because honestly, Voltron wasn't all that well known over here by comparison.
And then if you watch the Japanese version, which was a completely different name, you didn't know. Because like I never watched Goal Line until I got to college, and I'm like, this is way different than what I saw when I was a kid. Especially when they killed Sven like in the 3rd episode. Like, bruh, did they just whack this dude? Yes. Japan says, screw your feelings. Keith, you just got promoted. Put that mug in a slave pit. Get the hell out of this dude. In other words, Zarkon was that dude.
A lot of stuff with anime had a lot of horrific, violent endings for supposedly main cast characters before people knew what was going on.
It was Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones. And we'll put it like that. As far as the death toll in that mug. But yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So the first real thing I want to talk about tonight, and this goes back to like some rumors and some stuff that I think they probably should have did a long time ago, but Sony allegedly pulling back on PC ports to focus on exclusivity. And my question is it too little, too late? In my opinion, it's too little, too late because they put their bed in with the cinematics and all that stuff. And the thing that upsets me the most is when I see Sean Layden go on these podcasts and try to act like he wasn't part of the problem. I'm like, bro, you were at Sony. You could have done something, and you didn't. So to sit there, come on a podcast and clutch your pearls, like, oh my God, we're losing gaming. I'm like, yeah, because of you. Matrick, y'all didn't care. You didn't care.
Problem.
So you were part of the problem. I'm like, and then all the underhanded tactics, that we found out because, our favorite Sony exec just couldn't keep his mouth shut. I still think that's funny too.
Oh, like it's just to think about the fact that we were saying that this was potentially what was happening because it didn't make sense for certain things to happen the way they did.
And then it all came out.
I was like, yeah, Jim Ryan couldn't keep his lips sealed for nothing.
Keep his mouth shut for nothing.
Well, if they get to purchase them, they'll probably give us inferior versions of the games. Oh, that's very interesting. You would say that.
It's very interesting you use that particular choice of words.
Like, somebody so snitched.
Then all of a sudden, Bandai Namco is just releasing every Tales game on everything, and now they try to act like, oh, this was always the plan.
No one.
Meanwhile, every game like this.
I'll say they probably got the idea to start doing that when that case got filed. They was like, yeah, somebody gonna snitch. We just gonna start.
Well, that's why we got a bunch of dirty ports, like the Tales of Symphonia port. That's why we got a bunch of dirty ports because they didn't take time because they had to get it out. So they tried to do 1-to-1. And I'm sitting there like, this is the same issues I was on the PS3. Y'all ain't fixed this, and it didn't get fixed until August. Which reminds me, I need to finish that. But it didn't get fixed until August of 2024. Yeah, that's when it got fixed. It released in February of 2024. And they didn't fix it. They didn't patch it or nothing until August. That's why I'm like, okay, yeah. Okay, bro. I see what y'all do. But that's why I be getting upset when I see this. And I'm like, when I see people like Greg Miller on his podcast be talking about the way gaming is going, I'm like, bro, you was at IGN. I remember your review of Zombie U. And you just couldn't stand it because it wasn't fun and gun. And they never said the game was fun and gun. They never said that. I remember you and Colin Moriarty doing reviews of games that wasn't on the PlayStation and just basically pretending like they sucked because it wasn't on your console of choice. So y'all don't get to you don't get to sit up and clutch pearls now. You just don't, in my opinion. I don't know how everybody else feel, but in my opinion, you don't get to sit up and clutch pearls and act like, oh my God, I don't understand why this is happening. Something needs to change. I'm like, yeah, but y'all caused this. So, and you ain't with the places that you caused all the issues with. So really, you ain't got no dog in this fight. So why are you talking?
It's easy to pretend that they didn't do something that they did.
Yeah, at least that's pretty much how I feel about it. Now, as far as them pulling back on PC, I don't think that's going to help them because they need all the money they can get. If Spider-Man 2 costs $300 million to make, and y'all ain't make, and that's before, because I thought that was $300 million with everything involved. Apparently, it was $300 million before the advertisements.
Ooh, that makes it worse.
That makes it worse. I'm like, bro, what? So
they're spending too much money on the wrong things is the problem.
And Spider-Man don't really need. If we're being honest, Spider-Man and Wolverine don't need all that. They're name brands on their own. Now you may have to put out some YouTube stuff, but that's if you're doing it on your own channel,
not costing that much to do.
No, I mean y'all better check what other people doing to save money. But that's what I'm like. I don't think that's going to help them because they need all the money they can get. They just do. And unfortunately, since they spent 2+ generations trying to convince everybody that exclusivity is for suckers, now what you gonna do? I mean, people been begging for what? Sly Cooper and Jack and Dexter for how many years?
What they need to do is, if they're gonna really focus on this exclusivity stuff, they need to start pulling from the bag. They need to go back, redo Mark of Kree and Rise of Kasai, and then do a third game to complete it. Like, just go back and start.
Better make a deal with Disney.
Just go back and start working on that stuff.
Yeah, and just tell Naughty Dog that y'all ain't mature enough. Y'all finna go back and be immature. So make Jack and Daxter and shut up.
Or shoot, if they don't want to do it, give it to some of those indie teams that want to work on these properties that are happy to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I know. That's what we were saying about Microsoft and their stuff with Rare. I'm like, bruh, y'all bought all these indie teams, and half of them don't know what the world they want to make. Give them something so people can understand their company and what all they can do, and then people will probably want to buy their project instead of I have this grand vision of this game that I don't even have a name for. I just put some graphics together and made a trailer, and I can't even tell you what it's about every while. And people gonna ask why they get canceled
because they didn't know what it was.
They told you they didn't know. If they didn't know, how you gonna know? They can't tell you. Perfect Dark should have been easy.
It really should have been. It's campy James Bond with a female protagonist.
And you already do multiplayer. You ain't gotta put no Fortnite stuff in there. Just do multiplayer lobbies. Deathmatch. Just look at the first one and just copy it. And just make a new story. That's all you gotta do.
And maybe
it's not rocket science.
Maybe make the multiplayer lobbies actually be like up to 20 people.
Yeah, because now you can do more. So yeah, but keep the bots in there so people can practice before they go online. But yeah, just like it's not rocket science. Like there's no reason why we shouldn't be on Killer Instinct 5 and Jet Force Gemini 4 by now. There's no reason. No. Cameo, we should be on Cameo 2 or 3 by now.
I would say it's a once in a generation game, so we should be on the third one, maybe fourth by now.
Yeah, because like some of these generations have been 10 years, so that's what I'm saying. You can put 2 out in that time. But they shouldn't be. It shouldn't cost you $300 million to make because those games shouldn't be like that. They shouldn't.
No.
Like if you want to put all that in Halo and Gears, hey, do what you do. But like something like Jet Force Gemini and Perfect Dark don't need all that. It really don't. I mean, it just doesn't. And you can play around with those, like you said, like give it to an indie studio, let them have some fun with it, let them try different art styles, let them do different stuff with it. Yeah, and if you don't really know, and I know I used to make a joke about the whole Warriors thing, but give it to let Team Ninja do something with it. Let Ubisoft take a crack at something. Like if that's the case, if you don't know what you want to do with it, or you got your teams working on something else, like there's no excuse for the stuff that Microsoft has, for them not to have had something out of their rare catalog besides Killer Instinct done. At least 2 or 3 by now. Same with Sony. Sony, people been asking you, they begged you for Ratchet and Clank, you gave it to them, but then they tried to lie, and that never worked. People been begging for Jack and Daxter. People been begging for Sly Cooper. People been begging for some of these other games, and you're never gonna have Square Enix to yourself no more because you screwed that up. So, because you had them all to yourself, like they were strictly Sony, and you screwed that up. So that's never gonna happen again because they just don't. They need to make money. So if you want to focus on exclusivity, you're gonna have to get your exclusives, and you have to give people like what they ask you for. And I know you want to pretend like you're this mature company. You only put out mature cinematic games, but bruh, have some fun.
It costs too much money to be
what you trying to be
spending money on all those the cinematics for it.
Yeah, when you don't really need it. So there's that. But I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments about the exclusivity thing. I mean, to me, pulling back on PC ports ain't gonna help them. They need to put this stuff as many places as possible to make as much money as they can. So pulling back on PC ports, nah, bro. Some of these games you're just gonna have to bite the bullet and put it on PC. Maybe not day and date, but put it on there just so you can try to get some money. Try to make some kind of get some kind of income off of it, you know. I'm betting they're gonna have to do that with Wolverine because I'm pretty sure that game's gonna cost a pretty penny. Whatever that Captain America game is that's coming out, I don't even know if that's exclusive though. They never said, so I don't know about that one. But they're going to have to do something, and I don't think pulling back on PC is going to help them in the long run unless they got some kind of plan. Like Square is focusing on those HD 2D while, you know, making their games shorter again or small, not smaller in scope, but like more budget friendly. I'll say like that. I'll put it like that. But,
I mean, if they make more games that are budget friendly, not like super expensive to produce, one, they can help undercut some of the costs for what games are costing right now and put out some cheaper products, which will help in the long run because everybody's complaining about games being $70+.
But don't complain about how stuff they've been saying is standard to be in there.
Yeah, at this point, cut. That's why I like the idea that with Sony with the God of War game that they recently did, the one looking back at the past, even though there's some inconsistencies with the story.
Yeah.
But the idea makes sense. Make something that's smaller that doesn't require as many things to do it.
Also, you got to convince your fan base that, hey, this always cinematic stuff, y'all gonna have to chill out on that because y'all not buying it, which is proof positive. Because they're making all these games like fans say they won't, but they're waiting till they go on sale because they can't afford it, which is a problem. Because you say you want all this stuff, but on the flip side, you say the game should only cost $59. Dude, they got to pay voice actors because that game's fully voice acted, so they got to pay all of them. They got to pay the orchestra that they got playing for it. They got to pay the sound team, sound design. They got to pay the advertisers. Dude, like I said, we should have been paying $90 to $100 2 gens ago. So that's that. As far as that's concerned. But yeah, Dark Void, I want to say Ubisoft is making one, but I can't remember. I know Sony has something. I think the Sony one is with Black Panther. I think that was 1943. I think is Sony. I think. Don't quote me on that. But
might have been
like 2021, and we still ain't seen nothing past that first trailer. So, and we all know how Avengers went. Yeah. So there's that. All right. So last thing we're probably gonna talk about tonight is the High Guard situation. High Guard already closed.
And that is horrible.
Yeah. The game, from what I understand, came out in January and it's already closed. Look, live service ain't it. I don't know how many times people gotta see the writing on the wall. I'm like, y'all are pumping way too much money and I think y'all gonna get lightning in the bottle. Y'all not getting Fortnite. So why y'all doing this? Even PUBG ain't Fortnite.
PUBG was out before Fortnite.
Yeah, and they not making that kind of money. Y'all thinking every yeah. And then now I don't agree with people blaming Jeff Keighley. Jeff was doing what he had to do for his show.
I don't think the game underperforming is his fault.
His fault, no.
He just so happens to back things that don't do well.
All the time.
So it's like he got a curse on him at this point.
Well, the other thing too is I think a lot of that and I can't believe I'm actually finna defend Jeff. A lot of that is like, look, I get what I understand what he has to do. Like, you have to make concessions if you want to get if you want to be taken seriously at your award show. You're gonna have to do some stuff that you probably don't want to, and you got to take the money from the people that pay you because you got to pay for the award show. Like, y'all remember when he tried to fund himself in 2013 and 2014, right?
Yeah, that didn't do any good.
That didn't go well. So you have to do. He got to do what he had to do. I don't blame him for hyping it up. The problem is I blame people that are in positions where they're supposed to be analyzing this stuff. Like, if you're analyzing this, why in the world are you look and see what Concord doing? You look and see what Overwatch, and Overwatch is okay, but they've been down the last few years, year on year. That's why everybody got hyped when they said Overwatch 2 was going to actually have a story mode. And then Bobby Kotick decided to axe that.
Which was a dumb move.
Move. All that lore you got, and you can't. That's why I'm like, y'all should have did what League of Legends doing and let other studios take certain stories and mapping them out like that. That way, at least you make it something.
Yeah, actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Like, I've said it several times before, though. Overwatch could have been Time Splitters. It could have been doing exactly what Time Splitters does, just without you leaping through time. You're just playing each individual character's different story beat until you get to a certain point where they're all meeting up into this arena tournament situation they're in.
The whole hero thing, the whole hero villain thing. That's all you got to do, because you got villains. I don't know why they call it a hero shooter, because you got heroes and villains. So I don't.
Just heroes just usually just contains like being super powered at this point, because technically you can call a villain a hero for their side in a sense.
Yeah,
it's just a status thing.
I can see that, but yeah, I feel bad for the devs, because like I know they probably worked on. They probably thought they had something special, but once again, I'm like, the writing on the wall with these live service stuff. First of all, I work in IT, bro. We ain't got the infrastructure for no live service game to be what they think it's gonna be. Like, yeah, if you live in LA, yeah, your internet is fine. If you live in Donaldsonville, Georgia, your internet might not be fine. If you live in Manhattan, your internet is great. If you live in West Virginia, in rural West Virginia, I can promise you your internet ain't great. So it is what it is at this point. You know, it's one of those situations where you're like, look, there's no way people can where this is going to work. So you got to figure out, hey, all right, what can we do that, you know, we can make how can we make this work at this point? And my thing is, if you're going to try to do a live service, just don't even try right now. Just don't. Like, move on to something else. Like, y'all love doing roguelikes for everything. Rogue and soul likes for everything. Go that route if you're going to go that route.
Nah.
I mean, if they gonna do it, you might as well try to make
we're gonna have a Rogue Souls like.
Yeah, Rogue Souls like. So yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, that's one of the ones. That's the situation where I'm like, okay, look, man, I get it, but I hate it, because I don't think any game should close a month after the game came out, because that happened with Visions of Mana. That thing came out 2 weeks later, it was gone. But I was like, look, y'all did that to yourselves. You should have released it on everything. You should have released it on everything.
I think it's one of the problems is just, again, this is the budgeting thing.
Yeah.
budgets are too high, and this is even if you form a team or get an indie team together for it, the budgets are being too high for these big games.
Yeah, and that's true. And that's one thing that needs to be addressed. But the problem is, too many people swear up and down that that's the standard. Like they want cinematic stuff to be the standard, and I'm like, bro, that costs a lot of money. A video game is not a movie. If you want to watch a movie, go to the movie theater. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, Last of Us is. If you like the Last of Us TV show, good for you. But a video game should be a video game. It's a different media. And on top of that, the other thing too that I think a lot of people don't understand, video games are not designed to make money like movies. Movies make money, especially during blockbuster season, during the month of during spring and summer. They make their money in like the first 2.5 weeks, depending on what's coming out next. So, and the name behind it. So, video games ain't supposed to do that because number one, your the people, your fan bases are completely different. There's way more movie fans than there are video game fans or video game or gamers in general. And plus, nobody that I know of is spending $60 to $70 to $80 for one ticket. Now, if you're going on a date, yeah, you're probably going to have to drop about $100, $200 if you're on a date. But for one ticket, usually, and that's usually if you go into like IMAX or D-Box or something, you usually spending 25 to 30 depending on where you at. And that's for like specialty theater houses. But the average moviegoer only spends that money. They ain't spending $60, $70, and $80 for one ticket. They're not. So it's not comparable. So if you're trying to sit up and think you're gonna get all your sales in 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month, you're fooling yourself. Now, yeah, there are some games that sell 5 mil, 3 mil in a week because apparently, according to some sales figures, Resident Evil Requiem hit 5 mil. But that's across everything. That's across everything that's PC, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. That's 4 different ways you can buy that game. They didn't say it was just 5 million on Switch or 5 million on PlayStation or 5 million on Xbox Series. It's across everything, 5 million total. So once again, it's released across 4 different SKUs, or 5 because Series S. And that's how you make your money if you're a third party. That's why I never understood this third party exclusivity thing. Because I'm like, dude, y'all not making money like that. Y'all not. And especially how more and more expensive stuff got. I mean, the truth is the truth. So yeah, I do. I feel bad about High Guard closing. Yeah, but
it was pretty much inevitable.
Yeah, I mean the writing been on the wall, bro. Like Concord, I don't even understand how they let Concord go that long.
They were trying too hard to revive it when they should have just let it go.
Yeah, you lost that money, you just lost it. But once again, gaming is you're supposed to make your money over time. You ain't supposed to get it in the first month. So some of these people are coming in thinking, "Oh, I can make all my money back in 1 month or 2 weeks." No, that's not how this works.
I think it comes down to companies trying to make money based on what their investors want, and the investors don't really know the flow of the industry.
Yeah, and investors don't care.
The majority.
Yeah, and they don't care.
No,
they
just
don't. Want their money.
Yeah.
Y'all remember what happened on was it Cyberpunk 2077 when it first released? Everybody got mad at CD Projekt Red. I'm like, y'all getting mad at the wrong people. Y'all getting mad at the wrong people. That was not them.
That was the first game that they released after they became publicly traded, right?
Yep. But that wasn't them.
So it wasn't their fault.
Yeah, and I tried to tell people like, man, you just an apologist. No, I actually understand corporations, bro. I understand corporations. I'm not an apologist, but y'all mad at the wrong people. Gamers always get mad at the wrong people. They got mad at Spencer, Bond, and Matt Booty with the whole Tango GameWorks situation. That wasn't their call. That was not their call. But they got mad. The gamers got mad because that's the only people they see.
Yep. Easy targets.
They easy targets. I'm like, y'all don't understand half the stuff y'all complaining about. In the words of Bugs Bunny, it is to laugh.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a year of re-explaining these simple concepts for people.
Yeah, because my favorite one is, man, this game can't run on the Switch.
Can't run and won't run the way I want are two different things.
Okay.
But that's something people still got to understand. Can't run and won't run the way I want are two different things. Because
what I understand, everybody loving Resident Evil Requiem, especially people on Switch 2. They loving that game, from what I understand.
It looks good.
Yeah, I wish they put a demo out.
Capcom.
Yeah, 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 Capcom. Since y'all only know how to make 4 games, but still ain't giving nobody Dino Crisis. Y'all make every other game but Dino Crisis. Anyway,
Well, speaking of Dino Crisis, they did release 1 and 2 on Steam.
Oh, they did?
Like a month or so ago? Yeah.
I wonder why.
They're probably working on a game. I had that thought that they are. And it's got controller support.
Well, the other thing too is, I think that had to do with Turok, because Turok got a new game coming out. And
yeah. And
Turok,
the trilogies.
Yeah.
Didn't they drop the trilogy on the Switch?
On NSO, yeah.
No, I mean, like, you can purchase the trilogy, like, as a game card.
Oh, yeah, on the Switch, yeah. It's they got 1 and 2 on NSO, though. 1 and 2
yeah, that's
on,
right, because they're 64. I'm talking about the remastered ones.
The remaster, yeah, it is on Switch. What's up, Shadow?
What's up, man? What's going on, y'all?
Not much. Well, since we're about to leave, what is your thoughts on the Sony pulling back the PC ports to focus on exclusivity?
It's just money. The PC gamers didn't show up, so it is what it is.
But they don't help them though.
It doesn't help Sony. It also doesn't help the PC community as well either, because they said they wanted these games, and then Sony brought them there, and people were buying them. But yeah, they're buying the game keys from other sites and stuff like that instead of buying them directly through Steam or for Windows. So
yeah,
so they're not making money.
And they're getting the new games with the game keys, not like older stuff.
Yep. So they were buying them at discount, and so Sony's not getting into that profit because they still got to split the difference between Steam and Epic and whatever stores they're selling PC games on. Mm-hmm. So that's at least 20%. So they're not making a profit there, and you got to imagine that the primary audience that Sony was building these live service games for was also going to be PC. But if none of them even panned out, they don't even have an audience to pitch it to if the game's not going to even take off. So the goal was, hey, let's ease into the PC market, right? And then we can make our own Fortnite, and hopefully that works out, and we could do, like Nintendo did Splatoon. So if Nintendo could take off with Splatoon, we could kind of do something similar and see how that works on PC, and it just didn't pan out.
Problem is they have IPs. They have IP to do it. They just don't do it.
Yeah. They've had opportunity to listen, multiple times. They just chose to do what they wanted to do. So, and listening to, I don't know, I guess investors more than anything else, because the goal is to make something that gives them a return on investment in the next quarter instead of the next year or two. And like when it comes to this is why, and I hate to bring it back to Nintendo when we're talking about Sony, but Sony used to be like this too. Originally, even though they were new to the console business, they followed what was happening. They saw what Nintendo was doing and what Sega wasn't doing, right? So they decided to do the same thing. We're going to play the long game. We're going to invest heavily, spend a lot of money to get some IPs out there. We'll work deals with Takara and other small publishers and stuff like that to get exclusive titles for PlayStation, and then we'll get the money on the back end. And it was the same thing they did with being a loss leader too, by selling their consoles at a loss. They were thinking about long term, but now they're chasing next quarter every time they're trying to do something big, and it's just not going to work out for them. That isn't how the market has ever worked, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's killing them. So
yeah.
That's the thing. That's why I was like, look, I don't think they need to pull them just because they spent too much money on some of these games. You got to get whatever you can get and just chalk it up to the game.
Bad thing is, I don't particularly think that they are completely removing themselves from the PC.
I don't think so either.
I think it's more like if they're doing anything, they're probably removing themselves from Steam or other launchers and probably going to put their own out.
I think the other thing is too, they know they don't exist in a vacuum. They'll pretend like they do, but they don't. They know Nintendo has a lock on what they're doing. They can't get Japan back anymore.
Well, they could have when they got rid of Studio Japan, but that's another story.
Having a hybrid system is selling really well. Sony wished they had done that, so they've tried varying degrees of trying to get something similar to that, and they're not there yet. And they also know they can't just lock down PC. They're not going to get it because Epic and Steam, they rule that roost, so they're not going to ever own a platform that's going to compete with that. And Microsoft is going PC as well, so. Yeah, the walls are closing in, so they might as well go back to what they know.
Yeah,
I mean, they had a thing with VR. They just mismanaged the heck out of it.
Well, they mismanaged their handheld too, because I'm like, bro, y'all had like Vita was actually not a bad console if they would have supported it.
I don't think they believed in it. I don't think they believed in it.
Yeah, I can tell you they didn't.
If they would have supported it and not given it the proprietary memory cards that cost tons of money to get. Yeah. Specifically,
it would have been fine.
Yeah,
but like I said, the Vita was not a bad system. Like I know some people don't believe that, but facts over feelings, the Vita was not a bad system. I'm like they just didn't support it. Like
the crazy thing is, Nintendo took the Vita and did it right. They just made the Switch with the same proprietary cards. They just made them more affordable for third-party publishers.
If you see, like if you would have gave Nintendo the Vita. It had them do the Vita and the 3DS, they would have stayed supporting it.
Oh, yeah.
There would have been a Zelda game on there. There would have been Smash. There would have been, like, everything would have been on there. But they just didn't want to do it. So, I'm like, bro, you can't. That's your fault.
Yeah.
Once again, like, you have Infamous. You have Jak and Daxter. You have Sly. You have franchises you can pull out your behind whenever, and you don't want to do it because you want to follow the cinematic. Let's make these games, these $300 million games, and we're gonna get our money back in 15 years. We're not getting it back in a month. No matter what no matter what Neil Druckmann tell you, you're not getting your money back in a month. You're not.
No. The game really would have to catch fire.
And it's just doing the math and kind of looking over time too. A lot of these games, I'm wondering how much in the black they really are. Because you're not just talking about R&D, you're talking about publishing long after the game is released, because you're doing extra marketing after that. You're doing different sales and stuff like that. You're working with retailers to cut prices, which means that you're eating the cost that you sold to them. So when you tell me that a franchise sold 20 million copies and I'm looking like it was $30 in 6 months, how much of those 20 million did you sell at full price? Like, did you get any of the money back that you originally projected?
I'm sure they didn't.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about that, because I'm wondering how many buybacks they have. I can only imagine how many GameStops destroyed old copies of games, version 1 discs of games that are out there right now. There's probably dumpsters full of them for the best-selling titles, if you will, on paper. Yeah. But they can only sit on the shelf for so long. So,
and once again, like, people don't put the money where their mouth is. We knew that with Astro Boy. Astro Bot. They don't put the money where their mouth is, or they'll wait till Memorial Day sale or Independence Day sale, and it's 85-90% off. And
Astro Bot, it got the same fate. It got the same fate that Hi-Fi Rush got, and Sunset Overdrive. I mean, and Microsoft tried, at least with Sunset Overdrive, but
they just pissed the wrong people off,
and people just weren't there. Like, Xbox fans were like, I ain't buying that. So,
bro, that game should have been on another console.
Yeah, I said it several times. Sunset Overdrive would have been better off on the Wii U at that point.
I think they knew that too.
Especially where like how that trailer went, where they went basically Activision and Call of Duty. I'm like, y'all are on the wrong system for that.
Y'all I would love for that mini map to be on the gamepad. That would be great, actually.
Yeah. Y'all should have put that on Wii U for real.
Mini map for quick swapping of locations, or being able to swap it off to put on the inventory for quick weapon change. Man,
yeah,
that game would have been awesome on Wii U. But oh my bad, I forgot. Wii U was a horrible console that didn't make profit. Okay, so we're gonna call it a night.
Every year but 2013.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it wasn't a failure. The only failure they've ever had was Virtual Boy. Wii U was not a failure. They made profit, bro.
Yeah, Virtual Boy like it or not, real quick.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, they made profit. Whether you like it or not, facts over feelings, they made profit. So get mad at whoever, but they.
I mean, you want to know what's not making a profit? Steam Deck.
Yeah, Steam Deck ain't. Oh, don't tell some people that. No profit. Yeah, don't tell some people that they're gonna get mad. Don't tell some people that.
I see so many people say that thing is a success. I'm like, how are you a success when you haven't sold as much as the Sega Saturn?
Yeah,
because it's a success, man.
And you can't even sell. You can't even sell the lowest end model anymore because you literally can't afford to make them anymore.
I'm just saying, but it's a success.
And now the second model's gone too. It's sold out too now.
Oh, why y'all hating? It's a success, man.
I mean. Look, I got a discussion dropping for that. I've already done the recording, so
okay.
The Steam machine, I think it's not happening.
Before the PC Master Race people get mad because y'all got mad at me and Andre last week for telling y'all about emulation. These are jokes, all right? Since y'all can't tell what a joke is,
my lowest end GPU in the house. My lowest end. Like I don't like. Why are we even having these conversations?
Hey, Shadow. What's your address again, man?
Oh man, you know what? It is 556 .45 Avenue.
How about this? I got 5 Amiibo that I can trade you for that. It's still in the box.
Which 5 Amiibo are we talking about?
I'm about to say
Stan Luigi.
We got Sephiroth. with the hair full, with all the hair out. We got Min still in the box.
Double cannon Samus.
Like we got double cannon Samus. Well, that one ain't in the box. I'll put it in the box though.
You might have to go holler at Destiny. She talking about getting rid of her copy of Stadium Events. I'm gonna have to get that off of. Yeah. I don't even want to know how much she trying to let that go for. To be honest with you, that's a steal. So, but I wanted to root for Sony on the PC side. I kind of saw the writing on the wall, though. I don't know. They're just going to have to go back to the drawing board, and I think they're going to need some humble pie. They're going to have to invest in really, really good IP that they stand behind, and they're just going to have to foot the bill all the way through.
Bring their stuff back.
Their problem is that they keep letting their IPs die off because they get a good idea and it sells well for a little bit and they just hammer through it until you can't put any more out because people get fatigued of it.
Even if it's also ran, go ahead and back Foam Stars. Just back it. Just say it's a Sony IP, make a sequel, throw everything at it, and just be consistent.
My thing is just as a test, just do Sly Cooper. Just do Sly Cooper. Yeah. It won't be expensive for you to make. You're not gonna have to spend $300 million on no Sly Cooper game. I'm sorry, you're just not. And charge $40 for it, and I promise you, people will come pick it up. I promise.
Yeah, because they're not. I haven't seen an Infamous game anytime soon. So
do Infamous.
Yeah.
Don't charge $80, $90 for it. Just because you don't have to spend $500 million to make it. Just let them do it. And if Sucker Punch don't want to do it, fine. Y'all got other people. You're freaking Sony.
Yep.
So, like just make some of your smaller stuff. No, I promise you, nobody gonna get mad. Outside of maybe Jeff Keighley, nobody gonna get mad.
Sony, I got the perfect idea for y'all to make a whole bunch of bank on something that would be really cheap, and it's with an IP that people really, really love.
They're not doing Jack and Daxter, but
no. God of War Warriors.
Oh yeah.
Simple, Easy. Makes sense.
I mean,
work perfectly.
Y'all see how much let AAA Studio do it, not Omega Force. Let AAA Studio do it.
I mean, Omega Force, it'll still make bank, but it'll perform horribly.
No, just don't do it. AAA Studio has changed my mind about them. I'm like, from now on, they need to do every Warriors game. Damn, Omega Force.
I say it'll be choppy if one group does it. It'll be smooth if the other
does it. So yeah.
I'm thinking now. I'm wondering I know they attempted to gauge interest for a reboot, but I'm wondering, is there any type of urge out there for a Twisted Metal game?
Well, they got the TV show now, so you may be able to drum up some interest.
They got the TV show. I'm wondering if it's gauging interest, but I'm wondering how you could do a new game and what that would be like. I feel like there has to be an online component.
They've done reboots for Twisted Metal a couple times, but yeah, they could do it again. I mean,
yeah, I know this guy made a fan game or whatever, but no, we need the true team to come out, but then that guy doesn't know how to doesn't know how to play Metroid, so
he doesn't know how to keep his mouth out, keep his feet out of his mouth.
Yeah. So much so to the point where you got a whole company pulling a straight 50 cent level of pettiness on you.
Yeah, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah,
a Twisted Metal I think will work. If they could bring Mag back, because the original promise of it being a massively multiplayer online game is definitely possible now.
Wasn't that the one that you had 24 players online before?
64.
Or was that SOCOM?
It was 64. SOCOM I think was 24.
Yeah, SOCOM.
But Mag was 64. I think was the maximum.
This would be the perfect time to do that. Just make really large maps, have like 50 spawn points. Let people have that. Just create your war simulator.
Yeah, I think it was. Oh no, they're saying it's up to 256. I haven't seen more than 64 in the lobby though. They're saying it's up to 256 players.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I remember the largest I saw was 128, and that was Battlefield 1942. But this is Wikipedia again too. I don't know. I want to say it was 64. I think they had to end up lowering it or something by the time it came out. Yeah, 64 players in sabotage mode. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't. Maybe it's just the lobby size could be up to 256 or something. I don't ever remember 256 players simultaneously playing.
Yeah, because if you do that, 256 players, that would divide into 4 64-player lobbies, right?
Yep.
So yeah, they could probably do it that way. And if you did it like that and did process of elimination, then that would be deducting it by half. So you'd have you go from 4 to 2 down to 1, and then have your ultimate. Yeah, that's doable.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else like OG PS3 game. Probably somebody in the chat probably knows. It's been a while. Jesus, that was years ago.
Yeah,
but those some old days. Those were good days on PS3 back then. But
yeah, back then. But all right, folks, we're gonna call it a night because I got an early morning tomorrow, and I'm not at my best right now. So, Shadow, anything you want to pimp out before we get out of here?
No. Channel not dead. There'll be updates this week. So that's pretty much all I got. Make sure y'all subscribe to these guys up here and keep going to the channel and stuff, and watch the shorts.
Yeah. Please watch the shorts. And not just the ones that piss you off.
Yeah.
I mean, that one was the fastest growing one though.
Yeah.
People didn't like
the Resident Evil portion. The Resident Evil portion was fun.
Yeah. Yep. People didn't like me telling them the truth about how it would be to emulate the Switch 2, unfortunately.
Yeah. So
look, man, the facts are facts. Like
facts are facts.
It's gonna be rough.
All right, Andre, what about you?
Well, as I said, I got my Steam Deck discussion coming, and I will do a discussion on the cost of emulating the Switch 2 if an emulator came out tomorrow. I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish that particular discussion, but I've already got all my notes for it.
Okay.
So
cool.
I got my notes for that. I got my notes for my fixing of the Sega Saturn thing for my what if for that. Mm-hmm. I've got several videos noted all out 3 or 4 scripts already ready to do, and now I'm recording them. So probably within the week, this week or next week, you'll probably see something.
All right, cool. As for me, I did do a live stream yesterday. I do have another Let's Talk Live game chat that I want to do. So we just got to nail that down. That's going to be with the Nintendo Welcome Tour, and I'm going to try to get some guests for the Resident Evil one. So as soon as I can nail that down, I'll let you guys know, of course. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. We appreciate you, and we'll see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out.
Later.
Peace.